Hello, beautiful Earth Angels, Soul Tribe Collective. Welcome back to another reading. This is so exciting. I can't even wait to get into this reading. We have the Past Life Oracle deck here because there's a channeling from Spirit, right? And this is so interesting. And they were basically walking through it, saying how the collective, there's a certain group of collective right now. And if you're watching this reading, then this is you, who is being connected and deeper connected to past life energy, or you're being guided to connect with past life energy. And this is all coming about in a really interesting way. So we're going to lay it all out so I can explain properly. But the first message that we want to get into before we lay this out is that knowing about past lives is completely irrelevant until you get to a certain point in your journey. Well, this is what my guides were saying anyway. Is that really knowing about a past life, it's kind of like, the information. If we know the information, if we were to be told, if an unconscious person was to remember a past life, it doesn't make much difference, because really past lives are there and come about at a certain point of our journey where we can use them as a tool to help us grow in this space of time. You guys have reached a certain point in your journey where your guides are wanting to use your past life energies as tools in this life now with you too, because for this reason you are self-aware and conscious about certain cycles that are going on in your life. Whether this is in the past, whether this is in the present, you've been able to recognize certain cycles and see the connections within your journey, right? So you can see the connections for some of you. If a certain situation comes up, maybe like the role the other person is playing, maybe what energies are being triggered up, what this is guiding us towards, what it's leading you towards, what realizations it's gathering, right? It's like everything's a cycle, and you guys can see these cycles in your life. And maybe we can't see all the cycles all the time, but it's that you can consciously make connections. You consciously make connections through your experiences and situations. And this is really important because these connections that you make, they bring you awareness to the patterns of programming, the patterns of lessons. Like we keep saying, I don't want to repeat myself, but if you are, say, an unconscious person, a lot of the time unconscious people aren't aware of the cycles running through their life, especially repeating cycles, or again, making the connections between cycles and what people are kind of triggering up in us. And you're self-aware, so you can kind of pinpoint some of these lessons and cycles. And why this is relevant is because, say, an unconscious person's unaware of all the cycles that's going on in their life, or that are kind of programmed in from the past, or wherever this is from, it's going to be irrelevant for them to know their past lives, because past lives are all to do with our cycles and what cycles are coming up and making those connections, right? But because you guys are self-aware about some of these cycles going on and that you've been through, then your spirit guides now want to bring you past life information because of the fact of how you can use them as a tool, because these cycles, some of them that you're recognizing are actually coming from past lives. And this is where we split off into two groups, where you can resonate with one or the other or both. And these cycles, how you're being connected with a past life, is because of your awareness to some of these situations, to some of these cycles. Now, for some of you, this is like a cycle that's been in a soul contract, like soul contracts with people, a cycle that you're in with a person when it comes to like a difficult karmic relationship maybe that's been ongoing this life, or cycles with people that you feel like are deeper connected to your soul. Again, like we're speaking about past life connections, karmic connections, soul connections, connections you consider, maybe even you may have heard of, like twin flame and things like that. These are like the type of energies that we're on about, where there's someone in your life that maybe they're a family member, maybe they were a relationship of yours or a soul tribe, but this one that we're talking about is really a karmic soul tie that you've had a lot of push and pull, challenge and intensity that has helped you to set boundaries, know your own worth, and take your power back and reclaim. This connection is like a past life soul connection, and it's bringing you back and helping you connect with your past life, simply from the fact that the way that this comes about, how remembrance of past life, sometimes it can come as the actual journey, or we can have a dream or a soul remembrance, but how you are reconnecting to a past life is through the cycles that are ongoing from them, right? So the deeper that you bring awareness to this karmic connection, or so, like this can be someone from the past that you've already set boundaries with, that you're not in contact with, or this could be an ongoing thing, right? And this is kind of like, the more we bring awareness to those cycles, and the more you're becoming self-aware of like you in that kind of dynamic, the more that you're actually reconnecting to past life cycles. And the deeper you connect to your past life cycles, the deeper you're connecting and going to be able to tap into that past life. So some of you, right, so this is the first group, are being connected to a past life through a deeper awareness to a specific cycle or connection that you're in, that really has been spiritually challenging, but spiritually making a lot of growth for you at the same time. The other reason of this is that some of you are stepping into, and let's go back. So there was two types of connections, right? There was that one that was quite karmic, and there was a second one that is more of a soul tribe connection. Because I'm getting, for you guys, there's like two people that are coming up that are quite prevalent. Like I said, the first one is like in your past, or you know, in and out, or it's a bit of a bumpy connection. It could be family, could be romantic, could be friendship, but you'll know who this is because it's, you know, it's felt very intensely, and it is really spiritually challenging, but you've also made a lot of growth from these situations too. Like I said, with choosing yourself, setting boundaries, knowing your worth, just all 7-11. The other one of these connections, the people that's coming through, is a past life connection who you're incarnated with, that you consider to be soul tribe. You feel like they're a mirror to you, whether they're the same gender as you or an opposite gender. This is someone who you feel sees you at your soul true level. You can speak about more spiritual concepts with, you bounce back and forth with just effortlessly. Like, this is a soul tribe connection who you feel very connected with on a deep emotional level. As soon as you met, it's like soul recognition. You recognize them because you see yourself in them, and they see themselves in you, right? And this is someone who, the more that you connect with, also, I just want to point out the fact this could be someone that has already been in your life for a while, but the connection might be deepening, or epiphanies are being made the more that you connect and talk. Like, even if this person's been in your life for a while, there might be certain things coming up in conversation that you guys help each other unlock new information within each other by sharing both of your experiences, because both your experiences and revelations and epiphanies become quite mirrored together, right? And you can fill in the gaps for each other in some ways, right? Like, your information that you both get downloaded connects together. So there's two connections, one that's been a past life soul tie that's like caused a lot of intensity, but ultimately growth in a way of challenge and, you know, uncomfortable growth. And the other one is one who you feel like is like really deep soul tribe, you know, and this will differ. Okay, so this is someone who you feel you can just be completely yourself around. Maybe they live far away and you just speak online. Maybe you see them and they're like a constant, but it's like this person is like different to other people because you can feel safe emotionally around them. Like I say, bounce about spiritual concepts. Okay, so the deeper you connect with this soul tribe person, the more connected you're going to become to a past life that's going to be prevalent in this life. Two reasons. This is because you're both on a shared same soul path. You're here to help each other be like this grounding energy to both go along your path, because you guys are on individual paths, but you share the same like soul mission, right? So you're there to help encourage each other, inspire each other, ignite each other, and support each other. And this could be someone, like I said, that's already been in your life for a while. And if you don't feel like you know who this is, if you don't feel like you have someone like that, this is someone that's about to come into your life, okay? That's going to be this is going to be big, right? And it's all in culmination because you're about to step into a specific point in your journey. This is where we come back around to the first energy where I said you're being connected to a past life through either becoming more connected to a cycle that's going on or certain cycles that have come from your past lives, or this version, which is that you're about to step into a past life energy that you already created. This is you taking a seat of empowerment, soul expression. This is from a deeper soul place, right, of purpose and igniting passion. So you're stepping into some sort of sharing your soul's essence, sharing your soul's expression, whether that's in a creative way, a speaking way, a teaching way, or if you're going on to learn something, right, to go on to something else, you're about to step into a very powerful seat of energy that you've already created it up and built up in a past life, because this role that you came here to step into, that you've had this idea for, maybe you've been planning it, it's been culminating. This is a role of an energy that you already took form in a past life, right? So some of you were healers in a past life, some of you were high priestesses, priests, you were preachers, you were teachers, you were healers, right? And this is the type of energy you're about to step into. And this soul tribe of yours who's either coming in or already in your life is also on like a shared path of that same energy. You're both connecting deeper to your soul self to help bring the whole of your soul out to the surface, to help like dissolve separation within yourself, to reclaim and own and be able to stand in your authenticity, right? You're both unconditioning and reprogramming your minds to stand in your highest timeline. So this is something you're currently stepping into, and this is what may trigger a soul remembrance, because this high vibrational energy that you'll step into of this purpose or this idea or this passion, right, it's coming from a very deep place within your being. And it's what was I just saying? It's coming from a very deep place in your being when you step into this path. Oh yeah, so as you step further into this path, this is triggering like a soul remembrance of your power, your divinity, your value, your potential. And when I say your power, I mean your power. Some of you, it's like for a while you've been very gifted, but maybe you hadn't tapped into those gifts to their full potential, and that's not because you were not tapping into them yourself. It's just that maybe utilizing or sharing or knowing and acknowledging, like maybe you've always been extremely intuitive, but you doubted yourself a bit, so you didn't want to put your information out there, right? Or do tarot readings or speak on anything. But it's like when you step into this energy, this is like awakening of soul remembrance. It validates everything that you know, your power, your gifts, the value in your knowledge at such a deep level of belief and, like I say, value, that you are powering through and taking off and setting forth on a new journey where you're going to be utilizing your gifts at a deeper level, okay? Like your gifts are expanding to help people in some way. Like I say, even if this is you about to embark on a journey of learning something or taking up a new hobby or a passion or a skill, right? Because there's a lot of gifted people watching. There's writers, there's healers, there's teachers, there are animal workers, there's children workers, there's people who understand the mind, there's therapists watching, there's, you know, spiritual therapists, motivators watching. This is the energy I'm on about. So as you step into this new period of time of empowerment, of whatever this big energy is, you're going to deeper connect to this energy inside of yourself, which is actually energy you used to embody in a past life that you're deeply connected with in this life because of the purpose or the role that it brings, right? And so yeah, so basically what this is that maybe some of you have already had a remembrance of some past lives. Maybe you've this reading's coming up because that's what you've been seeking, that's what you've been wanting. Maybe you've been thinking about the fact that you want to deeper connect with your past lives. Like I said at the start, this comes along at a specific point in your journey, because without the information of the cycles we're in now, how are we able to connect those energies to the same cycles in our past lives, right? Because there's certain cycles that get carried over, but if we're not first aware of the cycles that are here, then we can't connect them to see where they come from. And it's like you guys can see the cycles, you're self-aware, you do this reflection, you do this inner work, and it's coming to the point where like your soul, as if it's like a radar, like that is expanding and you're encompassing a larger space of consciousness. So in the astral realm, your consciousness is expanding and you're taking up more space, which means you're taking up more perception space, like you're expanding your inner realm, which also brings remembrance and new energies that you're going to be embodying, if that makes sense, right? So we're going to pull cards for confirmation, but this is really like, watch out you guys, because the main message coming through was that to connect with past lives, it's not always about having the past life come to you first, that actually we can connect with the past lives that are most prevalent in our life by first spotting the things that are carried over, and they're spotted in, like we say, cycles that we undergo and energies we feel very strongly, people energies we feel strongly. We have orphan coming out here. This is a past life energy that you've carried over into this life, maybe feeling out of place or feeling shut out for some reason. Like I say, this could be something to do with that karmic connection from a past life, maybe feeling like not welcomed in by them, not accepted by them, not listened to them, not seen by them, not cared by. Like, this is really deep, you guys, because if this is like a family member or a love connection from that we're talking about, this is someone that made you feel unseen. They made you feel emotionally unheard, right? They made you feel maybe a bit isolated or alone because of the ways in which they would maybe treat you, maybe when you were with them, or when you, because I get for some of you, you're not in contact with this person anymore, right? It's been a journey, but for some of you, maybe you are. But this in general is kind of that energy that they created within you, that was created also in a past life, and it's being healed in this life. You're being guided to know that if you resonated with that, if you have felt isolated and a bit separate or alone or disconnected from society or a family or a friend group, or maybe this was a karmic connection, a relationship that made you feel very isolated when you were in that, and this is saying that you've literally healed something in this life, or you are healing something in this life that was created in a past life, okay? And it's this energy, and how you're healing it in this life is by self-love, is by acceptance, is by understanding, okay? You've been able to become that love for yourself that others couldn't give to you in the times where you needed it the most, you know? You've been able to bring understanding to yourself, and not only that, it's turned you into an empathic person, and you do this for other people. You encompass other people and make them feel less alone, because alone and feeling isolated is nothing to do with who's around us. It's emotional connection. If we do not feel emotionally seen or heard, we are isolated, even in a room of people, right? But you make people, through your experiences, feel emotionally seen and heard. And this is such a powerful cycle because of how long this energy is built up from a past life to this life. Now that you're breaking these cycles, like I said, with self-love and understanding and reclaiming, you know, this is extremely powerful, beyond words. There's no words I could say that could describe the power of this energy, you know, of how much this has brought you an awareness of the mind and emotions in yourself and other people. It made you an empath. So you really make people feel and have this energy of making people feel really seen, heard, and listened to, and less isolated, because you've experienced that yourself. And so you kind of know the ways to go about things. It's like you don't want to see anyone in those positions. You are a cycle breaker. You're literally a cycle breaker. We have Native American bottom deck. You could be connected to a Native American energy in a past life of being this type of healer or this shaman type of energy. And ultimately, oh, I keep hearing you're born to stand out, not fit in. We have karmic relationship bottom deck. Again, this could have come from like this karmic relationship energy. Finances could have been a big thing within that as well. Or you know, this person being more grounded in the material world, more invested in work or money and material things than your emotional needs, right? Or their own cycles to do with that. So let's get a bit more into this. Okay, so we've got orphan energy again. This is about you feeling maybe isolated, but then creating a new path for yourself of healing and taking your place back within the collective, within society. That's what you're stepping into. And I feel like this is beautiful because you wouldn't be able to step into this next period of time without having been through this journey of healing, right? Because you've got to the point now where you've found that love, belief, and value in yourself again from what you were conditioned to believe, you know, to perceive yourself as from the past. So you've healed this energy from the past and these deep wounds. This can stem all the way back to childhood, okay? Well, it stems all the way back to a past life, but like this could have been prevalent in childhood or early years, right? Feeling a bit like this orphan energy. And because you've healed this, it's made you have this type of confidence where it's like you can really make a difference, you guys. Whatever you're about to step into, it's guided by the angels, and they say have trust and faith because your journey prepared you for this. Like you're going to be stepping into a place of empowerment where it's like you've been to the darkness, you've been through hell and back, and you're able to navigate the way for other people now. Do you know what I mean? And it's like you wouldn't have the confidence to go about that journey because it's like when you gained your love back and your value back, you gained it back in a way that was stronger than ever before, unshakable. And you really have this deeper connection with yourself because of it. Okay, so next card we have is angels. You are divinely guided by the angels and protected by the angels. You are an earth angel, okay? You literally are an earth angel. And this is like, you know, hidden gems in the darkness. Hidden gems in the dark, but it's like a secret weapon. That's how this is coming through. It's like the angels want you to know if you felt isolated or pushed to the side at any point in your journey, or kind of like, you know, you're like a bit off track at points in some way or something. It's like the angels have hidden you away. You may have felt like isolated from having like loads of friendship connections or connecting with people, right? Maybe you're more of a hermit mode energy, or you know, you've been through hermit times, and I get that you're coming out into the light, right? It's your time to come to the light, and that's what you're stepping into. But also, it's like this has all been an inner preparation up to this point. You've been a hidden gem. The angels hid you away so you could go through these deep emotional inner cycles that you've now kind of healed from. You have awareness to, you know how to navigate these energies. And because of that, that is what created the journey. That's why they hid you away, because you became this secret weapon that when you come into the light, you're now an angel. Like you have angelic knowledge, you have angelic wisdom. You move with the energy of an angel, with the higher awareness and perception of an angel, right? A higher being, because of the journey that you've been through, that at points where it felt like a curse, right? At points it felt like really, like I say, I just keep saying isolating, but I feel like this is something you've really healed and you've moved from, even if it's an energy that got carried over in connection to connection. Like say this was an energy with a family member or a parental figure, and then all of a sudden it's carried over into your relationships in later life. But then as well, all of a sudden you became self-aware about those cycles, about those energies, those emotions, and you've healed them, right? You've brought awareness to them to gain wisdom, to break out of them, to love yourselves fully and wholly and deeply. Right, so anything else that wants to come through? We have health. Okay, so this as well, feeling like an orphan, this could be linked to something health-wise. For some of you, this could be something like you had to, when you were younger or growing up, you were dealing either with your own health issues or your own mental health issues, or either like I said, someone around you, maybe in your family or parental figure who struggled with mental health. Maybe you got passed down their cycles, right? Or maybe like their cycles of health affected the energy of you growing up, right? And it made you feel different to everyone else because maybe other people you looked at weren't dealing with this, or other people you saw maybe, you know, had a different environment around them or something or other that made you feel kind of different from people around you, right? Like maybe this was like money or health or something of that kind. And health is also something that you've grown a lot into, to like take care of yourself, your body, and also your mental health. Your mental health is your wealth. Okay. And you guys too, healers, like we were saying. Okay, so now we have spouse coming out and we have mother coming out. Like I say, this could be some connections that is medicine woman, medicine man or woman. This can be energies carried over from the mother, or something about a mother. There could also be something about a spouse who, I don't know why this is coming through, a spouse that really appreciates your mothering energy, or how you have this deeply nurturing mother energy that you've gained through this energy, which is really, really interesting. You've become this divine nurturer, right? And spouse as well is an interesting one, because this could be that a spouse that you're with now, if you're in a relationship now, I feel like this was someone from a past life too that we're on about, that's helped you, right? This could be the soul tribe, okay? This could be the soul tribe that you're on a shared mission with. Could be a spouse of yours, or a really close friend, or a really close connection, but some of you, you're literally married to this person, or you live with this person, communal living. Okay, so what else do we want to get out for this message? It's getting quite long, so we're going to end it in a second. I think overall you're being guided to know that, yeah, at this point in time in your life, you're being connected deeper with your past life. So like I said, maybe on the surface it's not obvious, but you may notice certain cycles get more prominent, or certain connections deepening, or new connections moving in, and it's kind of like they're merging together. This like past life energy of yours and this life is merging deeper together the more you journey through it, because of the energies you're stepping into to embody, and because of the energies that you're becoming aware of, that you're breaking the cycles about, that were cycles carried over from a past life. Okay, like we're saying, quite heavy cycles, or you know, cycles that challenge us to love ourselves fully and really take our power back and stand in our authenticity. And that's what you're doing. You're stepping into a time of shining your light, bringing your gifts and sharing them at a deeper level, because you guys are very, very, very gifted. The angels literally work with you, and it's like they've been guiding you this whole time, even when we haven't been able to see it that way, even when it's been unclear and we felt, you know, through these journeys, you've always been being guided by the angels. They've always been surrounding you. And, you know, a lot of people, this thing's coming to mind, it's like a lot of people might think like really lucky people are surrounded by angels, or really wealthy people, like people on the outside that look like they have it, they're lucky or have it all together. But no, this isn't true. Angels work closely with these people going through harsh spiritual lessons, because those are the same people that are here to make a really, really big difference and impact. And I'm not saying that those other people aren't. I'm just saying that it's kind of backwards sometimes, that when we look at people who are highly spiritually gifted, or here to make some sort of change or break cycles, they're also the people that get thrown into the darkness to navigate that as well. And the angels are always there sitting with us, even when we can't see them, because they're saying thank you for taking on these generational energies. Thank you for coming back to earth to clear this karmic energy, to clear the energy that's been created in the past and from past lives. Thank you for taking this burden onto your shoulders to become an alchemist, to learn how to become a master alchemist of internal emotions and inner energies, so that you can gain the keys to teach others those. Thank you for becoming an internal alchemist to emotions, to raise the collective frequency. Thank you for coming here and taking on cycles from family members and ancestors that didn't have the awareness to break the cycle, or didn't have the love and knowledge around them in those periods of time to really break those cycles. But guess what? You do. You have the knowledge around you. You have the information around you, and you've gained so much wisdom and self-awareness that you can be the one to break these cycles. That through healing yourself, you heal the collective. Through healing yourself, you heal past lives. Through healing yourself in this moment, you heal the past, you heal the present, and you heal the future. Through healing yourself in this lifetime and in this moment, you're healing generations of stored trauma and energy, and that's just really powerful. So Yeah, heavy is the head that wears the crown, but it doesn't go unnoticed the work you've been doing, right? You're a hidden gem in the dark, and there's going to be some beautiful energies happen when you come to the light. Your gem is going to have light on it, and it's going to radiate like a disco ball, right? It's going to shine out beams of energy from all directions, and it's going to pierce through the darkness. So pressure makes diamonds. Again, going back to that energy of being thrown in the dark, pressure makes diamonds. And you know, things like really resourceful, like crystals and stuff, they get stored underground for centuries, for millions of years, and when they come out, they're a beautiful formed crystal gem. That's like you guys, you've been put under the ground or into the darkness or in some spiritual cycles, and they've given you all of the resources you need for what you're about to go into, right? All the resources you need, the knowledge, the skills, the awareness, the information. You have all of that for what you're about to step into because of the experiences you've personally been through, because of what you've learned, because of what you've had dealt to you and the cards you've been given. Like, you guys, you've been prepared to become a gem, an angel here sent to earth. And I hope you're aware of all of the work that you do. I hope you're aware of all of the cycles that you've broken. I hope you're aware of how closely connected you are to the angels and the angelic realms. And I hope that you're aware of how divinely ancient and old that your soul is, and how you really came here to heal the collective through healing yourself. And it's something you've already been doing. You're exactly where you need to be. So all the love and light to you as you ascend to take a seat in this throne that has been long awaited and long deserving of your presence. And you know, it's all coming together, it's all culminating, and the time is coming. So hopefully this brought some confirmation, validation, and clarity for you guys. Again, just to confirm your own intuition, to tell you nothing new, but to connect the dots of what you already intuitively know, to bring more confidence and belief and a surety in your intuitive wisdom, your intuitive power, because you guys know so much more than we think, so much more than we give ourselves credit for, and you're so much more talented than maybe in the past you've realized, okay? So I love you so much, and I'll speak to you again soon, angels. Mwah.